if you want a linebacker that's going to shoot from one side of the field to the other like a bullet, you want a guy that's going to throw his body like a raging bull into runners and into offensive linemen and let's reboot. All right, Fin fans. You want a linebacker that's going to go from sideline to sideline like a flash of lightning. You want a guy that's ferocious, that's got no thought for his own body and just throws himself around like a madman. You want a guy that shoots the gap to hit the running back or shoot the gap to blitz the quarterback. Well, you got it with the third round pick, 102 overall with Channing Tindall. Georgia linebacker, a little bit of a reserve player, 6'2", 230, run a 4.47, but that's good. But a 42-inch vertical. This guy's got explosion. He's Jerome Baker, slightly upgraded. I like Baker, but Tindall is just a little bit bigger, a little bit faster, a little bit better athlete. And I think it could be, they're going to be working together for a little while, but he might actually be the future for when Baker moves on. Really didn't see a lot of action over the course of his career. I believe that he's a senior. Saw a lot more action this year and just really kind of came on slowly but surely as the season progressed. A lot of the draft nicks, a lot of people really like him. He was expected to go to Miami. A lot of people thought of him an underrated player. You watch his interviews, very personable kid. Seems like a real good kid. Much like Jerome Baker, you know. Baker was taking 75. Tindall's 102, kind of same mold, same style. But again, I still feel Tindall might be an upgraded version, except for possibly the blitz, because Baker's just almost like special when it comes to blitzing. So I can't, until I see him on the NFL level, I can't really give him that, because Baker's really good with that. But I really liked the pick. I wanted a linebacker. I wanted an offensive lineman more than anything. I was really the number. But when I said beginning of the season, when I did my little thing here, I said offensive line, linebacker, and defensive end were probably and cornerback, secondary. Those are the areas where we need to fill the most. Offensive line was what I really wanted. A lot of people wanted linebacker. A lot of guys in the comments section were saying, I want a linebacker. We're like, well, you got him. You got a linebacker. Now, I don't really watch a lot of college ball, so I'm going to really look forward to hearing what you guys have to say. But in a vacuum, I really like this pick. It's a good player at this range. You know, to find a guy like this, just like we found Baker, you know, I'd rather have Warner, this, you know, the level that Warner was over in San Fran. He was taking like 2 picks before Baker. Now, if we got a guy like that, I'd be ecstatic. Now, Tindall can possibly grow into that guy because he made serious strides and the guy's a freak. And that's the hope. That's the hope that this guy can become a 3-down linebacker. At this stage, though, he's more physical than the cerebral side. Not that he's dumb or anything like that, or he's, you know, has bad instincts. Just slightly above average instincts and cerebral aspects to his game from what I'm reading and what I'm seeing. Physically, though, he's elite. So if that cerebral aspect can catch up and grow, sky's the limit for this kid. But at this point, we have Baker to really kind of fill a lot of this guy's jobs, except for one. I'm just going in my head. At first, I was like, what are we getting this guy for? He's like Baker. And, you know, like, so, all right, well, you know, it's great to have depth. You can replace possibly Baker down the road. But the one thing I really liked is his ability to spy the quarterback. I think this guy is a little bit more twitchy than Baker. I think he's got a little bit better instincts than Baker. And Allen, we have to beat the Bills. And as much a danger as Allen is throwing the football, you got to limit his runs. Now, the Bills, they're going to bring heavy run. You can see the way they're drafting and how they're doing a free agency. They're going to run that football. And that's going to start keeping guys focused on something other than Allen. And that's when he can get extremely dangerous. And his ability to break out of that pocket and run the football is a very dangerous aspect. And Tindall can maybe be the guy to chase him down and take him down. This guy is jacked. This guy's a big dude. I mean, Baker's big, but not like this guy. 42-inch vertical. And you look at him, he's chiseled. He's just a little different than Baker. And maybe his ability to spy, to shoot, and to take down Allen is going to be a very key asset for us. Now, it's a long way from here to there. I'm a little concerned that we couldn't get a 3-down linebacker now. A little concerned that he's not great in coverage. Coverage is one of his weaknesses, as well as shedding blockers. And the reason I'm a little concerned with that is because this is the same thing about Baker. Same thing with Roberts, even though Roberts is better in zone. Duke's a good cover guy. Can't really blitz too much. And I think he's probably the more physical of all our linebackers, ability to take on blockers. But, maybe in a year or two, Tindall can grow a little bit. Because, he's 230 now. But, maybe in a year or two, he can get to 235, 240. And can improve parts of his game or whatever and become that 3-down back. That's the hope. That's the hope. If they can do that, this will be a steal. If the cerebral part never really gets to that where he can absolutely maximize his physical abilities, it's still a good pick. I don't know if it's the best pick for what we need over the next season or two, but this is a good pick. It's a quality pick. It might not be, in my mind, the pick we needed, but you never know. You never know. Maybe this kid will develop and be what Baker never really was able to get to. Baker had all the tools too. He just never could get, he was always getting tricked by misdirection, a little slow on his diagnosis, never really squeezed the receivers out in the zone coverage as much as I'd like. He got better though. Last year I thought he was better in his coverage. But this guy's I think he's got a little more potential. So I do like the pick, but a little baffled at the similarities between the two players. So anyway, not a bad night. Really hoping that I hope we can get somebody in that 4th round to help solidify the offensive line, or maybe find a secondary guy. But once you start getting into this range, it's really, really hard to nail guys in the secondary cover corners, and especially guys on the boundary. You're looking at your best opportunities are like edge players, offensive linemen, maybe some tight ends, running back. It'll be interesting what we do with that 4th round pick. But overall, not too shabby. Not too shabby. We had a very limited ammo tonight, and it was tail end of the draft, so can't really complain too much. So let me know what you think. This is Curtis saying thank you for staying to the end. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll dig into more of the stuff tomorrow when I can watch more tape, hear from you guys, and I can really start changing the way I think. But again, your comments mean everything. Subscribes and likes are awesome too, don't get me wrong. But I really love the comments. So anyway, hope you had a good draft night. Got to go over all the other teams in the AFC East. I felt like some of them had some hits, but thankfully some of them had some possible misses too. Patriots and wide receivers, I'm wondering if that curse is going to still hold true. It'll be very interesting. So thanks for staying to the end. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Comments mean the most. Subscribes and likes help us to Google overlords, and when they're happy, we stay in business. So I like that too. Anyway, it was a good draft night. Hopefully tomorrow will be just as good or even better. See you soon. This is Curtis saying, be well. Catch you next time. Bookies can earn hundreds to thousands of dollars from booking action with aceperhead.com.